I tried to tell you guys, and no one wanted to listen. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It feels like it's been a year since we've done this show. We are back, 2024, and let me tell you, we've been preparing for this for a hot minute. Joining me on the first Clickbait show of 2024, we have none other than Brandon Perna, 5 Point Vids, Urinating Tree, TDG, Tom Grassi, and of course, yours truly, Scooter Magruder. We have a jam-packed first episode of 2024. Multiple coaches are gone. The playoff picture has been solidified. The Cowboys are the 2 seed. I don't even know where you guys want to begin with this. Tom, why don't we start with your Packers somehow making it into the playoffs and will be playing America's team? Let's start there. Tom, when you realized you were in the playoffs, how were you feeling? What was your initial reaction?
Oh, I mean, the season was already a success, but like now getting that stamp of going into the postseason, like it by far, I mean, nobody could have like predicted, this kind of success. I said that we could have maybe won 10 games, right? We wound up winning 9, 10 will be on Sunday. But like the fact that they were able to do this, like with the youngest team in the NFL, Jordan Love as a first year actually starting quarterback, everybody's basically under the age of 25. It's pretty damn awesome. I mean, there's obviously like big problems with the Packers in terms of like secondary and defensive coordinator. There's things that definitely could be cleaned up, but it's all house money. I've been saying that for weeks now. Like if we somehow snuck into the playoffs, it would still be house money. And yeah, now it's against the Cowboys. Like it would have been really fun against the Lions because I think like that would have been just a really fun matchup, especially for their first game, playoff game in 30 years. But no, I'm cool with playing the Cowboys. I'm good.
So I think if Bill goes to the Chargers, Michael, it's the beginning of a new era for your team.
No, it'll just result in more pain because that's just what the Chargers do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Chargers are a losing machine.
I did see like a picture on the internet, and it had like Jordan Love first-year touchdowns versus Aaron Rodgers first-year touchdowns, and it seemed like these guys were pretty similar. Are we saying Jordan Love, for certain at this point, is the future of the Green Bay Packers?
I said weeks ago he was my guy. I mean, like after the Panthers game, I was like, yeah, like he is. Even like he struggled in the Giants game, but then like finished it strong and like, kind of put that what was supposed to be a game-winning drive if it wasn't for the defense. And like he has just gotten so much better and progressed. And now like the throws he's making are truly insane. Like he's got that poise that's always been there. Doesn't get rattled. He's thrown like 1 interception in how many weeks? It's been really awesome to see him emerge, but also just like the Packers, they hit gold on this draft. Both tight ends are looking good. When Luke Musgrave goes down, Tucker Kraft looks really good. Dontavian Wicks has some of the best separation in the league right now. You have it Jaden Reed, who I know we didn't get Brian Branch, but damn, Jaden Reed that's pretty damn good too.
I was about to say, you were complaining about that draft nonstop, not drafting JSN, getting Edge in the first round, Brian Branch. I remember Darnell Washington.
I'm not the GM, baby. Like that's it. Like that's it.
Y'all were ready to fire Gutekunst, and
I was never ready to fire Goody, but it was like that's one of those things of just like that's me as a fan, right? It's like when they drafted Jordan Love, I hated the pick. I didn't hate him. I didn't mind that we got Jordan Love. I hated that we drafted a quarterback in the first round and
that was sound at the time, so you weren't wrong.
Yeah, well, no, it's not him. And then like even when he was doing poorly this entire, this whole like middle part of the season, I was just like, you just gotta wait. You don't know. You just gotta wait and come up and
now he's tracking to be the Jets quarterback in 15 years, so he's right on track.
We get a Super Bowl. That's all good. That's fine.
It'd be funny. Pretty funny. The Packers draft a quarterback in the first round when they don't need one. And my team refuses to draft a quarterback in the first round when they do need one. Different approaches.
Brandon, your team is traumatized by drafting quarterbacks in the first round. I mean,
Paxton
your last two
Lynch
quarterbacks drafted Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler, early second round pick, and Tim Tebow. Like
Paxton Lynch scared John Elway so bad he wouldn't pull the trigger on Josh Allen. He wouldn't. We could have had Dak if we didn't have Paxton. No Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson could have had either one of those guys. Who else did he miss after that? I don't know. It ruined John Elway's.
What do you do now? Do you go for like a Justin Fields?
We'll get to the Broncos, but one of those quarterbacks you mentioned, Brandon, was Dak, and that too, Packers are going to have to be taking on this weekend. The Cowboys, of course, the number 2 seed after the dramatic yet predictable downfall of the Philadelphia Eagles. I did call this weeks ago. I tried to tell you guys that this team at 10-1 was not good.
You got so lucky.
You got dude.
There was no way you could have predicted
no luck involved in this. I literally saw them struggle against the Patriots. I saw them struggle against the Commanders, and I was told by everyone on this panel, no, they're a good team. They're what their record
10-1.
Yeah, 10-1. They were a good team.
They were
but here's the thing.
games, and now they're losing. 5, go ahead.
Oh,
I'm
no.
Listen, Scooter finally got one right.
I have to give Scooter
He's not
credit
clock's right twice a day.
because I kept saying, hey, the Eagles are win. They're 10-1 and they're not even playing their best football. They never played their best football all year.
They never made it.
They never got there. They were like a very tired
Adam, they were playing their best football.
Well, maybe.
We just didn't know.
I just thought that there was more upside
Yeah.
to the Eagles, and then the game against the Giants. I watched that whole game. They looked pathetic, and I'm sitting here watching our number 5 draft pick evaporate, but also loving it the whole
you got
time.
number 6.
Yeah,
Was it
which
worth-
it was absolutely worth one spot.
Okay.
One of the quarterbacks that we want will be there at 6. Drake May,
Oh, hey.
maybe.
No,
Phoenix might be there at
Phoenix,
6.
I don't
Like,
think it's going
not
that
everybody. I mean, and the Giants could trade up, which is a bad move. But the Giants will draft a quarterback in this draft, and they're going. The thing is, I just love that game. I love the fact that we finally beat the Eagles for once in a game where they were actually trying. Like
I don't know if you guys are going to be drafting a quarterback. I think Daniel
We
Jones has proven he is a great quarterback and could be the future of the franchise. Just give him a little bit more time.
Here's the thing, Scooter, real quick, just to go back, because you mentioned Dak. And Dak, right? Number 1 in the league in terms of passing touchdowns?
In the league in touchdowns, playing at an MVP level. Put him up against Lamar. He's beating Lamar stat for stats if you want to do it like that.
You know who number 2 is, right?
Who's number 2?
It's Jordan Love.
Okay. But here's the thing.
So,
Cowboys are playing the Packers in Dallas.
Yep. Our house. By the way. Do you win a Super Bowl there?
Stadium. We are 8-0 this season.
Okay.
At AT&T Stadium. Listen, we've had our problems in the past with the Packers. Multiple problems. But I think that was all precipitated upon the fact that Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback. We are starting a new era, and I'm hopeful that this era begins with the downfall of Jordan Love.
Caleb's right.
And the ascension of America's team.
Brandon.
Pardon, go ahead.
Scooter, how would you feel if, let's just say, your Cowboys lose this weekend? Let's just say they lose, okay? But your consolation prize is Bill Belichick as your new head coach.
I don't want Bill Belichick as my coach.
Whoa.
He's better than McCarthy.
Wow. You want Mike McCarthy still?
Listen. What has Belichick done without Tom Brady?
What would he do with Dak? What has he done without Tom Brady is my question. So you're saying you think Belichick's so bad he would ruin Dak Prescott? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, what I'm saying
I don't know
is
if Dak Prescott would ever smile.
what
I don't get
has
the logic.
Belichick done without Tom Brady? He has not proven that he can
he got to
win
the playoffs with
at
Mac
all.
Jones.
Yeah, he
But
did.
he has not proven that he can do anything apart from having a legendary, quintessential MVP quarterback. So I don't know. I'm not
that's why I asked. I just wanted to know.
I'm just saying.
Mike
Okay.
McCarthy
Now
has
you can lose and not get Belichick. That's fine.
12-5. Been 12-5 with McCarthy or better past 3 seasons, I don't see why we would all of a sudden just move on to
talk to us on Monday. Okay. But here's the thing about Belichick. Like, what if you're so confident in Dak and the offense, right? If you just love the offense the way that it is, Belichick knows how to put together a defense. Any team on earth would want Belichick strictly for his defensive mind and the way that he acquires personnel to run the defense. There is no reason not to have Bill Belichick.
Do you know who Dan Quinn is? Have you looked at the numbers?
Yeah, the future head coach of the Seahawks.
Dan Quinn is staying because Jerry Jones will not allow Dan Quinn to leave. He made a blood pact with him before a couple seasons ago.
Oh, because if you lose, then he'll be your head coach. Got it.
I got
now,
it.
that is more likely.
Mike
that
McCarthy.
would be more likely
agree,
than
that
a
is more
Bill
likely.
Belichick type situation. Please kill these rumors.
One more thing. I feel like there's got to be some punishments or wagers on the line between you two here. Maybe Scooter recreating the Rodgers catch on the sideline there. I think yeah. The Jared Cook. I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe a little bit of that might. Let's start thinking. Let's start brainstorming, chat, about which one of these guys we want to punish over here. It's going to be
back
ugly.
to my original question. So I'm walking in. I talked to you on the phone the other day, Scooter. I'm walking into this game stress-free.
This is true.
Stress-free because it's house money. Packers could get blown out 55-0, and of course I'll be upset because it's my team. But I'll be like, okay, we'll see what we do next year. New defensive coordinator. You know, we'll get some pieces. It'll be fun. So I got nothing to lose. What happens if the Green Bay Packers, as the 7 seed, go into Dallas where they're undefeated and they defeat the Cowboys on Sunday? What happens to the Cowboys?
I'll tell you what happens. Immediately, my mentions will be full. Okay, it might break. I might not be able to even look at my mentions.
Are you going to want to talk about it, though?
I will absolutely not want to talk about it. Our history of being cursed by the Packers will continue. If the Packers win, I do believe Mike McCarthy could be in trouble because, honestly, this is an NFC championship year or Super Bowl. He has to make it there for us to not start questioning, is this the guy? It's basically, I saw a lot of write-ups online, everything. This is the year for the boys to do it if we can. All right. It is this year.
Just like last year.
Maybe we'll have to go to the Santa Clara and beat the 49ers to make it to the Super Bowl. But right now, it is we cannot lose to the Packers. We cannot lose our next game at home to whoever we will be playing. Otherwise, heads will roll. This is not house money. It is expected for us to beat the Packers. It is expected for us to win the next game because we beat the Rams and we beat the Lions. So it's we are stressed. We are not stressed. We are very stressed at this time because Jordan Love has been playing good. Okay, he's been playing a little bit too good. But we'll see what happens when Micah Parsons is getting held and still getting to the quarterback every play. We'll see what happens when Micah's in Jordan Love's face, when Deron Bland's picking him off.
Ooh, that's a good one, Chris.
We'll see. We will also see what happens to the Denver Broncos this postseason after starting off at what looked like to be the worst team in football, then transitioning to potentially a playoff team, only to end right outside of the playoffs. We didn't get to talk about the benching of Russell Wilson. Perna, just take it away. What are the vibes like over there in Broncos country right now?
The vibes are nauseating, Scooter. It all depends. I'm not going to be satisfied or happy until the day after round 1 of the draft, when I know what the plan is. Because like Adam, I am praying my team selects a Penix, a Bo Nix, or does a massive trade up for a different quarterback in this draft. Now, there are people who will try and tell me that quarterback's not the Broncos' problems. And I would say to those people, you ain't watched this football team play football since Peyton Manning retired. And it's not so much a knock on Russ. I would be happy if Russ comes. Well, I don't know, happy. I would be content if Russ comes back next year. He did play better, but like they asked him for to rework his contract a little bit, and he did not like that. And then all hell broke loose. So now we're in the most mundane, unexciting corner of purgatory you could imagine right now. There's no answer for us. There's no answers, no easy answers. If we trade up for a quarterback, we're going to have to give away everything. And we're just starting to get our capital back from the Russ trade. So all I know, I'm trying to find the silver linings. I and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel good about Sean Payton as our coach moving forward. And I actually think his relationship with our general manager is good. And I think that relationship with our ownership is good. And I'm just hoping a little time, a little patience. We won't suck again.
We never got to hear your reaction to the benching of Russell Wilson and the fact that you were potentially playing for a playoff spot. They still decided to bench him.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when that happened?
That came out of nowhere, kind of like all these firings. It's just like, what? But like, I think fans were curious to see if Jarrett Stidham would look any better with Sean Payton, and he looked the same. He looked the same the first game, maybe just a little bit worse the second game. So, and I said the worst thing that could happen is that Stidham comes out and plays exactly as average as Russell Wilson had been playing, and that's exactly what happened. And I just listened to Pat Surtain talk about it on the DNVR podcast. They posted a clip, and he brought up like the players' perspective and how out of left field it came for them. And he kept it pretty like PC, we're a team, it's business, all this stuff. We tried to have Russ's back, but like the last thing he said, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was one of those things where you go, oh yeah, I don't think the players really liked this move at this point at all. So there's a thought that like, look, we've got a good head coach. I think Sean Payton's a good head coach. And we've got like some guys like Pat Surtain who are great, and guys who've been there like Justin Simmons. The team overperformed after underperforming, and now it's in a spot where it's like, do we just like really just start to tear down and let Sean Payton build the team how he wants to? And it's like a shitty thing to say because there's so many dudes on the Broncos that you kind of like and root for, but it feels like we're this close to just burning everything down and letting Sean Payton do it. And they already said like we're not going to be spenders in free agency, so don't expect that. So I don't know.
So what happens? Oh,
go ahead. No. Don't you think the tail's wagging the dog a little bit? You're giving up a lot of power to Sean Payton, and that doesn't always work well.
No. I think that's how it kind of operated in New Orleans, but he had Drew Brees. I think if we just get a quarterback, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I think him and George Payton work together. I think there's stuff Sean wants control of and wants to do, and then there's a lot of stuff he wants to let George Payton do. And I think one thing George Payton does really well is evaluate talent through the draft. They found so many nice players and undrafted free agents. So I don't know.
It's interesting to hear you say that you like Sean Payton. You think he's a good coach because
I'm not sure I like him, but I think he's a good coach.
Okay, that's fair. Because my opinion on Sean Payton has drastically changed with the way that he has treated Russell Wilson. Specifically, if I were an athlete and I see a coach treating their quarterback like this, and I'm a free agent, if I get offered the same amount of money to go somewhere, I personally would not go to Denver with those types of vibes. Because if he's going to undress the quarterback like that, what is he going to do to me? So I don't know. My opinion kind of changed a little bit on Sean Payton.
Sorry, you guys zoom in on the kitty
cat.
She was meowing
Kitty
at the
cat.
What's her name? Sean Payton?
No.
You petting your Sean Payton over there?
We're done.
Are you saying Sean Payton's a pussy? Come on, that's fighting words, buddy.
Wow.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it.
You said his name was Sean Payton.
We will see how that plays out for the Broncos, though. How it played
I
out.
gotta believe in something. I'm gonna believe in my coach this time.
That's fair. How it played out for the Giants, though, is the Giants did destroy the Eagles in the ultimate game of the season. And with that move down to the 6th overall pick, what is the state of the New York Giants looking like now? Do you have a quarterback in mind that you would like to draft? What are you going to do with Daniel Jones? Saquon, are you going to tag this man again? Questions that need answers in points bids.
I think it's really unfair to tag Saquon again. Really, when you could use that cap hit for, more players on defense or something like that. Saquon did put up. I mean, he was the value of that tag this year. It's just you got to wonder when it continues. And the Christian McCaffrey arc is not very common with running backs. Yes, I think another team would be very happy to pay Saquon the money. He'll probably get a 2 or 3 year deal. But unfortunately, he's probably not going to be a Giant next year. The draft, for that, I just really trust Joe Shane. I just think he knows what to look at. And eventually he's going to want
Jones.
What's that?
Was he the one who drafted Daniel Jones?
No. That was Gettleman in a surprise move that no one thought would happen. But yeah, I think Shane is going to want his guy. They have said openly that they will draft a quarterback in this draft. It might not be in the first round or it could be in the second round, but they've already said that. So they're clearly planning for Jones.
JJ McCarthy,
and I do not want JJ McCarthy.
If it were up to you, who would you draft? If you had 1-1, who are you taking? Caleb?
It'd be Caleb Williams for sure, and then Drake May after that, and then Michael Penix, Daniels, just because I need a Penix jersey. And then Jaden Daniels after that. Like JJ McCarthy and Bo Nix are the last guys I want in New York. Or New Jersey, whatever. But this Giant team was 3 wins away, 3 very winnable games away from being a playoff team. They blew that Jets game. They blew that Rams game because they had Mason Crosby's old ass out there. Yeah, thanks, Tom. Love you. That's why you're in the playoffs, because of that. I don't know if that was indirect or whatever. And then they blew that the game against the Bills. They could have ended the Bills season. So they could have 9 wins.
Talk to me about having Coach of the Year, Brian Daboll, last season, and the juxtaposition with that of this season. Where do you go from here?
I don't think he forgot how to coach. I know that there was a beef. Now, the beef between him and Wink Martindale was kind of we thought that it was bull, but then it kind of turns out that it was real. A guy just doesn't mutually agree to leave because if he likes his boss, they are like, hey, let's ride again. So I guess, Daboll probably looked at Martindale as a guy who was reckless at times, which he was, but at the same time, he saw the talent that we had on defense and he's like, yo, 0 blitz every time. And it worked to some degree. And we got burnt a lot. Did not work against the Cowboys or the 49ers, but I don't know. Maybe Antonio Pierce comes back. But I think Daboll did not forget how to coach. So we make the playoffs next year. Everything is all in right again. If we miss the playoffs, then we have Ben McAdoo 2.0.
All right. Looking for a quarterback for the Giants, another team with interesting quarterback situations happening. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who are now in the playoffs. Mike Tomlin, what is it, year 17 or something? He has not had a losing record, a losing season yet. But I'm sorry, Tree, tell me what is going on in Steelers.
I'm going to be quite frank. The more questions you ask, the more you're going to be confused over everything. So we should not be here, but you know what? We're going to lose by 30. Here's my overall opinion.
Who muted him?
I
he's
didn't
muted.
I muted him.
You muted yourself. You
Like,
probably
here's
dropped a
my
couple
opinion.
F-bombs.
I was just sitting back relaxing, but I do have an official statement as to my personal opinions on the Steelers making the playoffs, and this is a punishment from a few weeks ago. So if you figured out what it was, have fun.
Look
Did you
at
hit
Tree.
your hand?
Look at Tree. You're
Yeah,
looking good,
skinny.
my man. Let's go.
I don't know. I was a lot of frustration and anger.
Let's go.
Did you hit
Rip.
Biceps. Look at the shoulder. Look at the slam. Look at that.
you not hit your fingers on that garbage can? Did that not
It took
hurt?
me like 5 takes. It took me like 5 or 6 tapes because it was just hard to like really just get it down. And it's just like I took a couple takes, slam down. Because what happened last stream, I was doing a charity stream for the Mario Lemieux Foundation. I didn't turn it off on the XSplit app I did. It reset another stream from like 2 years ago. Restarted that one. And they kept hearing like grunting and screaming in the background. That was why. Because I was doing that punishment.
We're done.
I had a
That is
text Tree
crazy.
because I was streaming, and legitimately the entire chat was like, so Tree left his stream on, and like it's been a while.
Yeah, I had to text him too. I was like, "Yo, don't toss off on camera. Like that is the fatality of a YouTuber." You know, I mean, it can happen.
Real quick though,
Yeah.
Steelers play the Bills. They go to Buffalo. It will be cold. Does Mason? What's your quarterback's the quarterback? name?
Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph, the red
Mason-
zone reindeer.
Does Mason Rudolph have a chance at winning this game in Buffalo?
It depends. There needs to be a lot of BS, which has been the Steeler way. Josh Allen needs to turn over the ball at least 3 or 4 times, defensive touchdown.
Possible.
And I mean, if the weather conditions are pretty bad, it means they're going to pound the rock with running the ball. And especially if Buffalo's issues, no Daquan Jones or a limited Daquan Jones, could do something with that. So there's a slim possibility, but there is a chance.
What
And
is
when that
the-
chance comes, we BS our way to a Super Bowl and nothing changes for 20 years. Let's go, baby.
What is the status of TJ Watt going into?
He is out. He is out for the game.
What?
He has an MCL tear.
Yeah,
So he's going to be
That
out for the
is-
next couple of weeks. And that is a dagger because
Y'all are
TJ,
cooked.
you need TJ Watt. They
Yeah.
are getting Minka back, but he's going to be limited because hamstring, you don't know how hamstrings are going to be. We are at the point where we have dudes coming off the couch at linebacker. We've played
my
Blake Martinez, Miles Jack, and blast from the past for both Scooter and 5. Jalen Smith is on our practice squad.
Wait.
We have Eric.
They're calling people off the couch. Tree, you literally could just convince them that you're TJ Watt.
Oh, dude, I'm
You
going to get
lost
blown up the
weight,
ball,
you
and then I'm
bulked
just going to
up.
be bad.
This
Come on,
is
man.
your. I think if you just walked up to the facility and be like, "Hey, man, I forgot my key card," I think they might let you in.
Nah, they're not. I don't have the size.
Those new
for TJ
muscles?
Watt, man.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Anything is possible.
There is
As
breaking
soon as they-
news for the
Oh.
Giants.
Oh.
Breaking news for the New York Football Giants.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Is that Brian Dable's dad?
Is he trying to hire anybody that looks like him to work with him?
It's just gonna be.
They
a
should hire
squad of
me then.
Dable
I
lookalikes.
could work for them. I'm bald with a beard. Like, I
Well,
can
you're
just
not
fit
big
right
though,
in.
so you're not going to work.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You
I'm
gain
not-
about
literally-
70 pounds.
I thought, why is Brian Dable in a Raiders jersey? At
Yeah, I thought it was one of those jersey swaps. Like, what the hell, man?
Oh,
Jersey swap.
sorry.
Very interesting. Very interesting happening. Also, very interesting happenings. We talked about Bill Belichick no longer with the Patriots. Where are we thinking that this man ends up, if anywhere, in the NFL?
He's definitely going to be one of the most sought after coaching hires of the last, 10, 15
And it's not
years. And
only-
he's not going to sit back and wait like Sean Payton did. Payton
it's
kind of
not only
hung
him.
out. Mm-hmm.
It's also Pete Carroll's. That was a shocker to me, Pete Carroll being out. So where do we see these all these firings? Also in college football, Nick Saban, legend.
See,
out of-
Saban and Saban retired. I don't think he needs another challenge in his life. I don't think he needs to fix
72.
another. Yeah, he's gonna be an analyst or something. He's gonna be on College Game Day in the morning, and his opinion is going to be very valued. Like anytime Saban weighs in on something, it's gonna be great. So he's gonna fit in the booth. I could see Pete Carroll also doing that. He might not need another challenge. These guys are in their 70s, okay? The thing is Belichick, if he wants to, if he's still got that fire, he's going to go somewhere immediately where he can win, and that looks like the LA Chargers to me. It's been rumored for a while, and they've got Justin Herbert. They've got a quarterback that he can turn into a winner that was wasted by an idiot on the sidelines. I think Belichick, all he has to do is not be Brandon Staley, and that's an 11-win team.
Do we see
This is
Pete
possible.
Carroll
Like,
going anywhere to any team as well? What were you going to say, Tom?
I don't think like this is possible. Like him going to the Falcons, they have enough weapons. Pern and I talked about this today. Like could definitely go to the Commanders because they're gonna have a high draft pick, so they can, he can get whatever quarterback he wanted. But if he wants to pull like a legit Brady and go to a team that's already mostly set, you go to LA for the QB, right? And you're like, okay, there's some weapons there. Falcons have like that young upstart talent, but ultimately he'll wind up in Dallas just when they lose and they need a head coach. So, I think that they have a good amount of talent on the defensive side of the ball. Offense could definitely be better, but Belichick, I think, will really take them to the next level, and they'll actually make it to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. Cowboys could have an all-time defense next year.
Yeah.
We have Dan Quinn.
But he's going to the Seahawks.
But he
is definitely going to the
He's going
Seahawks.
to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Vrabel going to go to the Patriots, most likely.
I'm letting you know, Jerry Jones will not allow this to happen. He will outbid every person who comes. Do you value the title or do you value money? Because Jerry Jones will pay you to stay. That's how Will McClay, who has not been named GM is still working with the Dallas Cowboys.
And then in that point, though, Jerry Jones has got on record how many times now and said he'll do whatever it takes to win a Super Bowl. If Bill Belichick's available,
he's
won 6.
Yeah, but isn't that incongruent? I mean, he employed Jason Garrett for how long? Like that's
too long.
Too
long. Okay, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Do I actually think he's going to go there? No, but am I just having fun now? Absolutely. I have no stress about Sunday. I have zero stress. If we lose, oh no, we were the 7th seed. If we win, oh boy,
there are going to be so many.
I mean, that's the same thing with the Steelers. Like if we lose, it's like whatever. We shouldn't be here. I just hope they be aggressive in the offseason. If we win, I mean, the bullshit's real. We're going Super Bowl.
Gosh, Packers.
And we go to Baltimore, whom we randomly own for no reason. We're going Super Bowl.
We do have
Packers,
some other
Steelers,
topics to get to in addition to all these coaching vacancies. Aaron Rodgers, a quarterback who Tom Grossi no longer has to deal with in some controversy. Pat McAfee show, Jimmy Kimmel. Are you guys aware of what happened? Have you seen any of this?
There was one of my neighbors got a new dog recently, and it was like really cute or whatever, and like came up to Sinclair, and Sinclair was like super happy and super excited. I gave that more thought than Jimmy Kimmel and Aaron Rodgers because I do not care. I thought when people were like, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers got kicked off the show, I was like, no, you've never watched the show before because he's usually done after this. And then he came back again today. I don't care. It is do what you got to do. Rock and roll. We get a 2nd round pick from the Jets this year. Have a nice day. It's great. It's great. You know why? Because my team's in the playoffs. I don't care. Why do I care? The team's in the playoffs.
Who would have thought that the Packers would be in the playoffs and the Jets would not at the beginning of crazier things have happened. Also, a crazy thing that happened. I don't know if you guys saw the Jason Whitlock versus Stephen A. Smith drama going down. 2024 is already jam-packed with weirdness, and I'm here for it, to be honest. Did you guys happen to see this?
I tuned into like a little bit of that, and he went in
very hard.
Like he was like, I have the time today, and it's just bam, 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 and I was like, whoo, okay. Like, it's not a guy I interact with, like, on Twitter at all. Right. Like, I know of Jason Whitlock, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's a tool bag, like, whatever, and just move on with my day, because I don't care. But damn, he had time yesterday, and he...
The thing with what he said, you could tell that he's wanted to say those things on the air for a while. Like, that was, like, a lot of pent-up aggression and things that he has probably said in his head a lot. Like us as YouTubers, like we get a lot of, if you actually read the comments, like there's a lot of times where we just want to go off and we just, the smart thing to do is just ignore the comments or whatever. But like Stephen A. Smith did not put a muzzle on and just went at it. And I can kind of respect it, you know.
Just like the little clip he posted.
You betrayed me. Did you tell the folks that? You bitch. Did you tell them? You fat piece of shit. Did you tell them that?
Hey, I lost weight.
Got the
Come on,
names.
man.
We got Jamel Hill. We got Howard Bryant. You want me to bring up the other?
Oh,
Okay, so here's the thing, though. I think what this taught me, and I've always recognized it about Stephen A. Smith, but damn, like he's a legit, like, great entertainer. Like I've known this for a
He's got
while,
charisma.
but for him, just like as an orator and like him just being able to speak, like he legit just grabs your attention, and the way that he'll like use inflection and stuff like that, I was just really impressed with it. So he's like a damn good entertainer.
yeah.
And the thing is that we're seeing more and more of these people who are sports personalities, even athletes, taking their talents to independent route like that. Stephen A.
That's
Smith
his podcast.
show
Yeah.
Yeah.
owned, operated. He said he put his own money in it, and like even like Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay, you're seeing like he just interviewed Cat Williams.
Yep.
And that broke
Blew
the
up.
internet for
Blew up.
that was wild.
Dude, just like Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson just riffing together after football games when they do their nightcaps or whatever.
Yeah.
That stuff is so good. Like they are so good together. They're so entertaining. So like, and I wonder if like Stephen A. Smith says that on his podcast, if McAfee's not at ESPN, right? Like ESPN brings in McAfee, whose platform has colorful language, to put it best, right? And that was like an issue when he first went on there. They had to tone down the F word or whatever. But like it feels like there's a change where ESPN talent's being allowed to be themselves, be more outspoken, not necessarily on ESPN, but like you're saying, Scooter, like, I don't know if this happened on Stephen A. Smith's podcast a year ago, but now it's like, okay, what other crazy stuff are we going to get like some of these people talking about?
Well, it's clear that like in nowadays, there's always an audience. There used to be a cohort of an audience where you could lose them. But in these more niche oriented podcasts, like why would you, unless you're doing something to alienate your direct audience, which Stephen A. Smith was obviously not doing. He was pleasing his audience. Like that's your tribe. That's your fans. Like, yes, on ESPN, that's a blended audience, and you could easily piss off a quarter of them just by opening your mouth. But it's completely different when you have your own podcast. People are seeking you to go out and listen to you because they like you. And unless you do something to piss them off, you're not going to get canceled by them.
Everyone's got a podcast.
Does anybody know what Whitlock even said about Stephen A? Like, it doesn't even matter to me, but
he came out and said that some aspects of his memoir were fake, alluding to the fact that he did not really get something with when he was trying out for a team in high school. He didn't really make the team how he said he made the team in a one-day tryout, and he didn't make 17 threes. It's just like really like
just petty stuff.
Very petty. Very petty stuff.
And that's the thing that sets Stephen A. off, is like, do not challenge my high school
basketball.
I was good in high school basketball.
Well, Stephen A. Smith did come out and say what actually irked him. And he said that it was the fact that he was challenging something that he wrote himself in his memoir. So he didn't have like a ghostwriter or anything. So he literally wrote all of that. So it was the fact that he was challenging something like that.
And I can super
questioning his
respect
integrity.
that. So. I can super respect that if you write a book yourself, like hiring a ghostwriter and sitting down for a 2-hour interview and then telling the ghostwriter to make some insane metaphors about you trying out for basketball or something like that. That's just bitch. If you're going to write a book, write it yourself. Like, come on, don't put somebody else's name on it.
Did you guys hear the Chandler Jones song?
No.
About Bill Belichick?
Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
Oh,
Chandler Jones. Oh, Lord.
Belichick. Oh, how I miss you.
Okay.
I just want to kiss you. They just got rid of you. Oh, Bill Belichick. You didn't flatten that ball.
Good.
It was Tom Brady.
It is Tennessee whiskey.
You didn't Spygate. You didn't Deflategate. He's innocent. So why fire him when it should have been Mr. Crab? Oh, Bill Belichick. As long as you cut the check, fight the wrong man. Why fire him?
I don't know. It was good.
How do we
It was
get
good.
Chandler Jones on this show? How
It's
do we
been a
do
rough
that?
year for Chandler. I hope he's doing better, but that song is just out of nowhere and quite pleasing.
He's got bars.
I like
Tennessee
that.
whiskey, baby.
I like that. We've
All
talked
right.
about a lot. Is there
Are we ready to wrap up? I'm
missing any prominent things you guys want to jump?
Let's do
into?
predictions real quick.
sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let
We can
us
also
do
do
quick prediction.
what was your best call of the season? Like, what was your best call that you said it at the beginning of the year and it's coming true?
I know.
Go ahead.
I said Arthur Smith in week 1 was on the hot seat, and I was right. I knew his ass was getting fired this year. I was 1,000% right about that. And y'all doubted me. You're like, Arthur Smith, why would he? Oh, no. I know that guy's an idiot, and he got fired. So I nailed it.
All right. What else?
I don't think I was right about a single thing all year long, honestly. I don't.
I mean, I have to say, like, after that second Rams game, I called the Seahawks frauds. There were Seahawks fans that gave me shit about it. And
Good.
unfortunately, I was vindicated by that. I mean, with the way they performed down the stretch, their defense was bad. Red zone play was bad. I mean, Carroll's gone too. So unfortunately, they were frauds.
Vindication. Powerful thing. Tom,
Packers
what
could
were
win
you
10
right about?
games. I was right. I was very right about the Packers potentially winning 10 games and
nailed
making
it.
the postseason. So that one. But the thing I was the most wrong about was, good God, the LA Rams. I was so wrong about them. I was like, oh, yeah, rebuild, whole 9 yards. Nope. Nope.
I thought the Colts were going to be the worst team in football. So trust me, they almost made it.
In addition,
I said Joe Flacco would return and be really good this year. Can't
That's
believe
a
I
lie.
forgot
You
that.
literally said that the day he came back, and I said I think he's going to be pretty solid.
Well,
You said
I'm
he's gonna
pretty
be
sure I said
garbage.
Joe
We have it
Flacco
on tape.
probably.
Yeah.
would be
Can we
legit.
run
I
that
have
back?
the video.
Can someone
Johnny made it.
Barks.
Pretty sure I said that.
Isolate that.
in addition to calling the Eagles
Oh,
frauds,
that's
when
true. I can't
no
pick a
one,
game to save my life.
when no one
I
believed
hate
that
you for that.
I got
Eagles
3
were
games
frauds,
right.
I did call the Eagles frauds, and I was vindicated about that. But I also predicted at the beginning of the year, Super Bowl prediction, Cowboys Ravens. It's still a possibility, and it's not even looking like an impossibility. It could happen.
Can we not?
It
Can
could
we not?
very well happen.
This was an accurate call. You were asking us to say
It's still
things
up.
that we called correctly.
It's
you
still it's
Okay.
very potential. High potential.
Can we call some games here? Browns Texans. What do y'all got?
Teddy is. Don't you knock Teddy down, Johnny.
He might be.
He's not starting. You can't
He
say.
might be.
can't say.
All right, Scoots. All right, dude. I swear, you better pray to everything that the Packers do not beat the Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys. Stay by your phone. Stay by your phone, Scoots. I'm just gonna let you know.
It's going dial tone.
All right.
You're going straight to voicemail,
I'm
Tom.
going to pick up that phone and I'm
Uh-huh.
going to say, y'all would have won if you had Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy two gloves.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
All right, Browns
Oh, yeah.
Texans. Call it. Hurry up. Let's go.
Brownies.
I picked the Browns, but I think it's gonna be a close
I
as hell
believe
game.
I believe CJ. I believe in CJ.
I wanted
Their
to pick the
defense is
Browns.
just too wrecked. Their defense is just
I
destroyed.
love the Browns in this game. I'm going Browns.
Let's see here.
Dolphins Chiefs.
Chiefs.
It's too
Even
cold.
if they can't catch, the
Yeah, it's
Dolphins
true.
are.
Do you know it's
they're-
going to be like one of the coldest games ever? That game.
Yes.
Yeah, and that
it's
really
getting
hurts.
worse.
That
Like it just
hurts the
every time I see
Dolphins.
the forecast, I'm like, oh nope, that's
Yep.
still bad.
Yeah.
By Sunday, it's going to be -50.
If Quinn doesn't take it, yeah, there's a decent chance. But I think Vrabel's going back home. I think
Why
he's going
would-
with Pats.
Why is the 49ers check? What is this?
This is a bracket. This is who I think will get there in a very predictable Ravens 49ers scenario. Ravens win. So I got the Texans over the Browns this weekend.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the Cowboys making the NFC Championship. That's a
I do,
bold take,
Scoot.
sir.
I got your Cowboys going pretty
Well,
far.
there's not many
Not that bold.
obstacles there.
Not that
The Lions probably going to give them the most trouble. They
But
they did beat them if Dan Campbell wasn't a moron. All right, Steelers Bills.
Bills by 40.
Bills by 40. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, all I hope is that like they don't see it as like a reason to be complacent in the offseason. I just hope they make some significant changes, and that's all I hope for. Like, I'm just treating it as like, okay, we made the playoffs. Let's see what happens.
Let's have a grand old time.
Yeah, we'll lose by 40. We'll die like mine.
Packers, Cowboys. Packers,
The
Cowboys.
Green Bay mother-loving Packers.
Cowboys by 20.
I wish, but it's gonna be
Jair
tough.
Alexander also rolled his ankle in practice, which is
Cowboys.
horrible.
We're
Yeah,
gonna have
that's
to
just
put
very
up
sad.
with the
CeeDee Lamb
Cowboys for
scored for
another
250.
week. Did y'all see that video of Jair Alexander bombing the reporter? And
Yeah.
she's like, heard it from a fan.
It was fantastic.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. Lions Rams. This one's probably going to be the best game.
No idea.
It's gonna be a
Of the
really
weekend.
good game.
No
I picked
idea.
the Rams, but I don't feel good about it.
I'm going to go Rams. Just
Well, I
because
mean,
Stafford's been playing well.
I could see Dan Campbell doing
Within 5.
really dumb things.
Within
He
5.
does not change because it's the playoffs. If it's 4th and 7 on his own 30, like he's going to go for it like a moron. That is my biggest concern. I love the Lions. I hope that they win a playoff game because that city needs it. But Dan Campbell, if they lose, it's going to come down to a decision that Campbell made, not execution. And that's, if I'm a Lions fan, I am very worried. That's why I'm going to take the Rams, because Sean McVay is not going to do
For
that.
all the people saying the NFL is scripted, I understand how you can believe that. You got Stafford playing his old team. You got McCarthy playing his old team. I understand.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek
You
Hill
got
playing his
Jared
own
Goff.
team.
Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson
Watson
is not playing,
Bowl.
but it is his old
Mhm.
team.
See, I understand how you.
Levi Wallace playing his old team in Buffalo.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry. Why did they put the Eagles and Buccaneers on prime time on Monday night?
I have no idea.
Like that. That's
They want
probably-
everyone to laugh at the Eagles. That's probably why.
It could be a good game. It could be a really good game.
Yeah, it
because
might
the
be.
Eagles are playing awful, and the Buccaneers are, well, I mean, Baker's kind of banged up though, so like it could be just a blowout. You know, who knows? The really the Buccaneers are there by default. Like they probably shouldn't. I mean, they just got in because the AFC South is garbage. All right, let's call that game. Eagles Buccaneers, and let's
Actually,
get
I have
outta
the Eagles
here.
winning.
Let's go
I do
Bucks.
too. I
Buccaneers
actually
by
do
20.
have the Eagles
Let's
winning.
go Bucks. Fire the cannons.
I think they'll find a way, and then they'll get blown out in the divisional round, probably.
I'm gonna
I
need
don't
you
know
to beat
about that.
49ers.
Unless
Eagles
they
just
wind up
look
play-
bad, dude.
Dude,
They look
hold
bad.
on. Can we just pause for a hot second? What if the Eagles wind up playing the Cowboys and eliminate the Cowboys?
That's
Oh.
After all
My
this crap
gosh.
that Scooter has
Oh
talked.
my
And-
god.
Yes, Peter, would that be your worst case scenario? The Eagles
I
That
don't
beating the
has to be.
Cowboys?
know if that. I think the Packers beating us would still be worse than the Eagles because at least we progressed the game.
Right.
That's
So,
fair.
Yeah, the Packers.
What if it's a blowout though to the Eagles? What if it's like a 40-7 type?
Nah, losing
That
first
wouldn't
round-
happen, but like what if?
Losing first round is still weight because that
Yeah,
feeds
that
into
is
the
terrible.
stereotype.
Yeah, that's a clean house type move if that happens.
It would be hilarious though.
Mhm.
Not to
We
me.
don't see.
Not
Now,
to me.
I mean, to me, it would be.
That's fair.
All right,
Same as the Steelers beating the Bills. That'd be hilarious to me. I would love that.
I would think
we
that would-
ready to count this down, boys?
Go pack, go.
Yep.
baby.
Yeah.
Countdown
Remember
to our
we
doom,
had that
baby.
week
Let's
where
go.
all our teams won? That was fun.
And
Yeah,
remember the week when
never
all our
gonna
teams
happen
lost?
again.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
fun
fun.
too.
That was more.
I tried to do. Yeah, that's right. Clickbait's back, baby. Which means the countdown's back. Here we go now. Get your hands in the air. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 4. Jordan Love is going to Dallas, gonna score 10 touchdowns. That's right, he's gonna win 75-3. And the only reason they get 3 is Brandon Aubrey. Oh yeah, Packers win, go Pack, go. Jeez. Not my best, not my worst.
I got $14. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, you win.
22-43.
Okay.
I am at 126.43.
Oh, I'm at 131.64.
Oh, Tom.
201.01.
Oh,
I still listen. I know. I'm still working. I'm gonna be working till 3 o'clock in the morning. I still know the punishments I have. I gotta do the Tommy DeVito. I gotta do the muffins. I know. I'm not flaking on it. I promise I'm gonna do them. I'll go hard. I got an apron. I got a chef's hat. I got the whole 9 yards. I just need to not be dying.
Easy. This is an easy punishment. When the Packers lose, you just have to tweet. If we would have won if we had Teddy Bridgewater. That's all you need to tweet. One singular tweet.
That's good. That's good.
And it has to stay up.
No, not one tweet. No, because if the Packers win, he doesn't have to do it. So it's any time the Packers are trailing or there's like a bad play for the Packers, he has to tweet that.
Can someone make a Teddy Bridge?
It'd be better if we had Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay. How about
someone make a Teddy Bridge?
You need to do like we would have won if we had Mike McCarthy.
Ooh.
And Teddy Bridgewater.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
So McCarthy.
Whenever the Packers lose, you have to tweet back to back. We would have won.
Now it's 2 tweets.
2 tweets. We would have won if we had
10.
Mike McCarthy. We would have won. Teddy Bridgewater was our quarterback. Just 2 tweets.
See, guys, like, here's the thing.
Two
Like,
tweets.
I'm the Packers fan of the year.
That doesn't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, guess what? I mean, you can become persona non
That's
grata.
that's not really a hot take.
We
It's not really a hot
we
take.
will allow a tweet underneath in brackets that said I lost the bet. We will allow a
All
follow-up.
right, I can do that. That's fine.
We will. Yes.
The McCarthy one will piss people off.
Yeah.
That one.
That's what I mean. That's
that
I thought
one
it'd be a
will
good punishment.
upset people.
Watch him get stripped of his fandom of the year.
All right. As
All
long
right.
as I could say underneath,
I
lost a
Fred.
bet.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
We love y'all. We will see y'all next week, hopefully.
Hopefully
in
not
a
next
very
week. Hopefully it won't be in like a month.
Hopefully it won't be another year. So we
I'm Tom.
Yeah,
I have to
I
go
guarantee
film now.
Brandon calls out.
Again.
I gotta edit.
I